Alright guys, this is a video tutorial for web2touch.com. This will be on YouTube and my website. This tutorial will teach you how I made my background for web2touch.com. If you notice that there's different elements in this design, there's a lot of vector type style, there's a nice Web 2.0 logo, and there's just these little bubbles kind of floating in the distance, and also very nice, I guess, horizontal lines that are like purple, orange, and blue. I'll go over how to do everything in this video, how I made it, in about, I have no clue, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, so for starters, I've already done this, make a new document, 150 or 1500 pixels by 650 pixels, 72 resolution, default for web design, make sure it's 72. I guess you can go more, but when it comes to using text, it's kind of tricky. Alright. All I've done so far is just took my rectangular shape tool and just drew a box, added a gradient. Gradient color was from black to, let me grab the actual hex code for the blue. Right here, 03142F. Okay, now for the design part. First thing I like to do is use a placeholder. My placeholder for my body, if you notice over here, is this whole part right here. That nice faded look, that's my placeholder. And that's where my actual content and my page is actually going to sit on. And you notice that these white and blue images are off to the side are what's going to hang off. And if you notice, I'll hop over to my thing over here and you'll see that it looks pretty nice, slick, slim, fits perfectly. Alright, back to Photoshop. For starters, make a nice new 960 pixel thing. I like doing it this way, just make a new document, Control Copy, Control D, Command D on the Mac, Control V, Command V on the PC. Alright, now you got your placeholder text. I'm just going to lower the opacity. This is just for me, this is just what I like to work with here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer, Control Shift N, or just click down here, or image or layer new. Anyway, you should know how to do that, obviously. Grab your brush tool. I'm going to use default brushes. I didn't make these. I'll probably post a download link over the side or maybe on my blog. Or you can make your own in Illustrator or in Photoshop. Grab a brush and just make a nice, cool design. It doesn't have to really be perfect. You're just doing it to one side for right now. And make sure every brush that you actually use, you do it on a different layer. This will just give you more control over it later if you want to edit it or change certain parts of it. Make this one blue. That's really big. Okay, this is just a rough way of how I'm doing this. Okay, so let's say you got what you want. Let me zoom into 100% here. Okay, looks kind of big. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. By command clicking both these layers and hitting Control T, I can transform it and scale it down to the right size that I want. Alright, hitting enter or return on the Mac. Just wherever you think you like it. I mean, it's really up to you. You're the designer. Do what you want. Okay, now for the balancing part. Remember this whole box, this placeholder, this is where my text is going to be. So all this thing laying on top of it's really not necessary. It's just eating up my file size. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it, since you're not going to see it anyway. So for each layer, I'm just going to hit, take my marquee tool and just delete it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to nudge that over just a little bit. There's an ugly little pixel down here that's pissing me off. Oops. You better set that to 100%. Alright, anyways. You got these two layers here. I'm just going to group them and name it L for left, the left side. And then I'm just going to drag it down here to duplicate. Okay, and then first thing I would do is go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. And then I'm just going to drag it all the way over to this side. Now, the key to this is making it balanced and equal. So, if you don't already have the ruler set up, hit Control R, Command R, and make sure you get these nice guides. Okay, now from the top, I'm just going to drag down and I'm going to make it line up with something. If you zoom in over here, let me show you here. I'm going to make it line up directly with that little curve right there. And I'm just going to hit the up arrow key and just nudge it over just so it's perfect. Now it's perfectly aligned. Okay, now for the more of the design part of this. With my placeholder selected here, I'm going to create a layer underneath of it. And I'm going to grab my big brush. I'm trying to think of a good size to use here. Let's try 1200 pixels. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that the hardness is set to 0. And I'm going to take a nice color blue, or whatever color you want, and I'm going to center it somewhat close, and just click it. Maybe that's, okay, maybe not 1200, maybe we'll do like 1000, or 1000. Okay, I'm just going to click it once, maybe twice, depends on what you want. Okay, and now I'm just going to set the opacity down, down about right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to gradient overlay, and I'm going to double click here, and for the gradient type I'm going to select noise, and I'm going to generate it just to get a good nice look. Actually, I might end up bumping that opacity back up. It's kind of hard to see. I did this for about 10 minutes trying to find the right color, by the way, so just be patient. There's loads and loads of different colors you'll find. And for this video's sake, I'm just going to pick one pretty soon. Alright, this looks good. Alright, I'm going to, okay, bump that up to 100% here. I'm going to drop the whole placeholder. And I'm going to set the mode, maybe to multiply. Wherever it's at. Alright, that didn't really change anything. I think it will bump the opacity down just a little bit. Make sure it kind of hangs off the edge. Okay, I'm going to put my placeholder back in. Check over here. And now I'm going to make it hang over to the side of my side, so I'm just going to drag it over here, drag it over here, keeping in mind the whole ruler alignment tool process. Alright, now it's hanging over the side a little bit. Now I'm going to make another layer. My placeholder is not going to sit all the way at the top, so I'm just going to drag it down to about right there. And let's say I didn't want this purple look. I kind of want it to blend with my website, so I'm just going to click that layer, take an elliptical marquee tool, drag it across, and delete. Alright, now with this new layer, I'm going to go to brush, and a little bit lighter, maybe 800-ish. Okay, I'm going to take a blue, and I'm just about clicking the same, just a little bit up. Alright. And now I'm going to set it behind what I just did. And I'm going to delete all of the blue on the edges, keeping the whole randomized noise on the sides. And delete the placeholder. Alright, that's basically it. The only thing I haven't ran over with you guys is the bubbles. The bubbles, new layer, brush. Pick any, keeping in mind the hardness needs to be 100%. And there's a brush thing right over here, or if it's not, you go to Windows, Brushes, or F5. And for the scattering, we're just going to bump it up to about right there. And my brushes are going to be blue. And just draw brushes. Don't gotta be perfect, it's just whatever you want. And if you want, you can go into more detail and depth, but when you're done, just lower the opacity down. Visit web2tuts.com.